Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. I think I now understand your position on it, but in Mr. Mecham's comments sort of ended in mid-thought, and I would ask you, Mr. Mecham, what do you think we should do today?
Well, I don't have a problem with some of the things that are being suggested. I do have a problem on the land use issues. And I think that if we were to pass this in whole, it's almost like, I guess, shooting a BB gun at an elephant. It's really not going to hurt him, it's going to piss him off. I'm just concerned that the steering committee and Supervisor Patterson mentioned those that supported this. John Neal from the Tascadero Mutual Water did not support this. And a whole list of Paso Robles did not. The city of Paso Robles, Templeton did not. They did not support this ordinance mainly from the land use portion of the ordinance. Other than that, if we were to put in here in the land divisions that said the divisions of the land that would result in a net increase in the amount of water when non-agricultural purposes are intended, I don't have a problem with putting something in there in the language to make them do that. But to just say no general, or the general plan amendments and a 2-to-1 ratio, I don't know what we're going to accomplish. I don't see a mad rush of development anywhere. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to be able to accomplish with that.
So we heard an extensive discussion from Mr. Caruso. We've been studying this for over 10 years now.
Right.
And it's very clear the relationship between development, particularly residential development, and water use. So I guess the question I'd have to ask you, based on what the information in the record here, we have a proposal that this board directed the preparation of that will reduce the consumption of water over the Paso Robles Groundwater Basin. You speak to larger solutions. I agree completely. But why today would we not act to do what we can, which is all about, and all of these things are about land use. Why would we not act today to do what we can to start the process of bringing this basin into balance?
Because, in my opinion, it doesn't do anything. We are saying we got to do something. But what are we actually doing?
Staff has given us the exact acre feet of savings
350 over 20 years.
Okay, that's 350 acre feet less consumption. That is something to do. Why would we not do that?
Because I think that there is an opportunity for other solutions out there from the Blue Ribbon Committee that has almost unanimously said that we want more time to deal with.
And I'll get
another question that I have for staff. When this was taken to the Planning Commission and after that discussion, why wasn't it taken back to the Blue Ribbon Committee? It was taken to RAC.
I want to get back to the dynamics of the Blue Ribbon Committee in a minute here, because frankly I don't understand this at all, their recommendation coming forward. But to you I'd ask, why don't we do both? Why don't we do what we can today and continue to seek bigger solutions? Because you have a group of people, that a very diverse group of people that have been at the table, and Supervisor Patterson can attest to this. We have different interests that are at the table talking about this. And I have heard from them that have said they're going to walk away from this if we enforce this ordinance. So my question, or my answer, is why would we dissolve that? Why would we run the risk of not getting continued collaboration from those different entities? That threat seems to me entirely hollow, and I'd like to explore why that is. Why is the passage of these particular land use issues, which are not the main mission of the Blue Ribbon Committee, who's looking for physical solutions of those much larger things, why would that disrupt their ability to collaborate? Can you give me a specific reason? I wish they were all here to answer that question. Okay. I got a letter from them that basically said that they don't support the land use portion of this, and I don't have the chair here. Can you identify which of those interests would walk away from this committee? Well, the Farm Bureau for one. The Farm Bureau would walk away from the larger solution of agricultural water use over this basin that's in crisis. Is that true? That's what was told to me. You know, that I find really just disturbing. I mean, here's the preeminent representatives of agricultural interests over this basin, And they're saying that a land use issue that absolutely does not affect agriculture at all would cause them to walk away from a collaborative solution. Does that make any sense to you? Maybe Mr. Droege should have...
Thank you. I am here on behalf of the Blue Ribbon Steering Committee. I am the vice chair. I am also the stakeholder representative for the Paso Robles Wine Country Alliance. And this letter was crafted after many hours of wrestling with this issue over several different meetings. It is a challenge, as you well know, to get 15 diverse interests together at the table and come up with a consensus. Our main concern has been, number one, that this ordinance seems to be premature and sidestepping